I went home with her and sat all night giving healing to the child. It was some hours before any change of condition became evident, but when it did, it was undeniable. From then on, improvement was slowly but steadily maintained. When the doctor came the next morning, he was greeted with joy where he might have expected grief. I returned home and had no further contact with the boy and his mother. Some 15 years later, as I was getting into a car after a spiritualist meeting at Surbiton, a woman and a young man tapped on the window. The woman said, "This is my son, whose life you saved." It was a happy moment for me when they reminded me who they were. A great deal of Red Cloud's work is devoted to healing. He says there are two types of healing, divine and magnetic. Divine healing is accomplished by means of 7 rays, each of a different color, which come from higher spirit spheres. Arranged in order of their attributes, they are purple, green, gold, blue, steel, pearl and red. The highest attribute in the 7 vibrations is the purple ray, representing in its spiritual form the ray of life. This is the one which Red Cloud had used when curing the boy of meningitis. We know very little of these rays or how they work. We believe they are radiated on certain wavelengths, but beyond that we can say nothing with certainty except that they are manipulated only by very highly evolved spirit beings. Magnetic healing is done by the white ray. This is a magnetic or earthly vibration. Its healing is useful but not permanent. Very often, when there are cases of sickness returning after a cure, it is because the healer has only been able to contact this vibration. Red Cloud has said, magnetic healing is like the passing of a cloud from the sun's face. It brings the comfort of relief, but not cure. Only divine healing brings cure, stimulating the soul as it heals the body. Spirit guides use the different rays according to the capacity and strength of the healer's body. So much depends upon the ability of the earthly healer to attune his consciousness to the level of the highest possible rays. So much, also, depends upon the patient. Even though the healer is attuned to the highest rays, if the patient's vibrations have not been lifted to a sufficient level, contact will be only by the magnetic ray, and no more than temporary healing will result. Even Jesus made demands of his patients. "Thinkest thou that I can do this thing?